Motivational Sunday, April 12th, 2026. Like and subscribe. The $1 Investor. Documenting my investments and health journey is my secondary job right now. I don't do it for clicks, I don't do it for likes. Even though I ask for them, I don't do it for flexing. I don't do it for money, I do it for me. I do it for my daughters. Even though right now they don't give a shit. The reality of life hasn't hit them yet. I've raised them properly. I raised them to be go-getters. I raised them to be bosses. I raised them to put education first. My two eldest are succeeding already in life. My 21-year-old, she's a college student. She's getting her degree in mortuary science, all while already working as an embalmer for one of the biggest cemetery companies in Northern California. Her education is being reimbursed in whole by her company. Her company is investing in her to become one of the youngest embalmers in Northern California. She's been living out on her own since she was 19. She has her own place, maybe minutes from her job. She can probably walk to work if she wanted to. She's found a good life partner, her spitting image of herself, just like I taught her to do. Her fiancé, another young kid just like her, a graduate from San Diego State University with a degree in psychology, and he still plans on getting his master's in some other form of his profession. He currently works as a psychologist for children. Two young, educated Latino kids succeeding in the world who have yet to experience reality, so right now they're on top of the world. My daughters don't realize how hard the world is, and it's all my fault. It's all because I've trained them to succeed. So when I get mad that they don't even watch this channel or watch these videos, I gotta step back and understand that these kids are succeeding. They're not me at their age. They not knowing shit about struggling and working a retail job with no future ahead, no upward potential, and just being a regular old grunt working for a paycheck and not realizing what money really is for is not their fault. Them not understanding and not utilizing the freedom that money can give you because I've set them up to succeed, without them even having to notice that they participate into a system that automatically deposits their money into investment accounts that they can just set up and forget. I taught my 21-year-old how to be an investor. I started her the day that she turned 18. She's had a stepping stone, and she was given every opportunity to succeed. She's hit a wall lately in her investments, and she's derailed a little bit. But if she would have continued on the trajectory that I had her on, she'd be easily over a $100,000 portfolio right now. But one day she should come back and realize and look back at all this and understand what I was trying to do for her. But again, she doesn't realize it because she's not struggling in life. She doesn't realize it because life comes easy to her. She doesn't realize it because she's educated, and she doesn't realize it because I've trained her to be a boss. I trained her to succeed, and I've installed the power of education from the first day of kindergarten on her. Now my 19-year-old, my middle child, my bookworm, my go-getter, this girl here is something else. The girl sees absolutely no difference between human beings. She believes in equality, she believes in justice. She's been a bookworm since day one. Since the first day of kindergarten, she's always wanted to be the best at everything she does. Second place means losing to her. That's her attitude right now. She lives on her own near campus, 2 minutes away from campus, if that. She rents an apartment with 5 other students, her friends and school colleagues, living their best life, enjoying and experiencing the full college life as you should as a 19-year-old kid. She's been out on her own already 2 years since she was 17 years old, living her best life as a college student. She's a full-time San Jose Spartan. Yes, I pay for that rent, and yes, I paid for that tuition, but for me, it's well worth it for her and the experience and the education that she's getting. She's still so young. She's going to be a junior in college next year. She'll probably move on to graduate school and get her master's or bachelor's in something amazing, or maybe her doctorate, who knows? I began her career in the investment world when she turned 18 also, about a year and a half ago already, and she's close to $15,000 total invested. She has a part-time job that helps her invest daily. She buys 4 funds every day, regardless what the market is doing. Her job is to continue to invest to get better every single day and to continue her education. Also to enjoy her life and learn from it, so one day she won't have to understand the reality of life. They're already succeeding, so that's why I kind of understand why they don't connect themselves with me or attach themselves to what I do for them. It's all because they don't need it. Reality hasn't hit yet. I don't think reality is going to hit as long as they continue to succeed and as long as it continue to be this easy for them. They're all set up properly. I have made everything easy for them. They should never have to feel the reality of life and the struggle. I've always believed one thing to the core. I hear people say the struggle is real. What a load of bullshit. And my mind goes straight to, yeah, that's BS. There's no such fucking thing. There's no such thing as struggle. You are the cause of that struggle. You put yourself in that predicament. If I was homeless today, I would make it out in 1 month. I would take myself out of poverty as soon as possible. How? Because I'm not a victim. I refuse to let myself play that card. I refuse to let myself down. I should have died in my country more than a dozen times, but I was spared by some miracle or something bigger than me. Maybe I have a purpose here on this planet, and my purpose is my daughters. I will not squander that. I will not waste my 24 hours. My youngest, she's still a junior in high school, but right after high school, I'm putting her on a different trajectory. She's different from the other two. She's visually smart. She sees things for what they are, and she doesn't want to waste time. We thought about it, what she wants, and talked about putting her through a trade school in the medical trade to get her into the medical field in the healthcare system, to get her certification and ready to begin a hospital career with either animals or people while she's in college. I want her to experience college. I want her to have that life. I want her to enjoy everything that her sisters are enjoying today, so she doesn't have to realize the reality of life either. So they can continue to ignore my path, my involvement, my knowledge, my education for them, because again, reality doesn't bother them. Real life problems won't bother them because they've been trained properly. They've been forced to only succeed. They've been forced not to be the victims. They've been forced to be winners. They've been forced to be go-getters. But one day they'll come back to this channel. One day they'll come back to these videos when I'm gone from this planet, and they look at their success and they'll understand and they'll know where it came from. They'll understand and they'll realize where everything generated from, where the genesis began. Until just recently, I was working 3 full jobs. I quit in November over a dumb mental lapse as usual, sabotaging my own self as usual. I've always had one good union job that's paid for everything with great benefits and great pay, and I've always had a million side hustles, secondary jobs, jobs that are expendable, jobs that are replaceable in a day, side hustles that I can leave in a minute and in 5 minutes have the same job again. Now I've only had a handful of real good jobs. I worked for Safeway with UFCW Union for 20 years. I worked for PepsiCo Inc. with the Teamsters for 15 years. And I am working with AC Transit ATU Union for the last 10 years, and I plan on retiring from here. So that's 3 pensions already that I'm already vested in. Let me tell you something. I do not do this for clicks. I do not do this for likes. And I sure as hell do not do this to flex. Yeah, I ask people to like and subscribe, but that is not why I am here. I do this for me. I do this for my daughters. I do this because one day, when I am gone, I want them to be able to come back here and hear their old man speak. I want them to know how I thought. I want them to know how I moved. I want them to know where the discipline came from, where the fire came from, and why I never stopped. Right now, they do not really care about this channel. And you know what? That is okay. Reality has not hit them yet. My oldest is out there building a life. She is a college student studying mortuary science while already working as an embalmer for one of the biggest cemetery companies in Northern California. Her company is paying for her education because they see something in her. They are investing in her future. She is living on her own, building her career, building her relationship, and doing exactly what I raised her to do. My middle daughter is the same way. A straight-up go-getter, a bookworm, a fighter, the kind of young woman that hates second place because to her, second place means losing. She is out there living the full college life, going to San Jose State, building her mind, building her future, investing every single day, and getting better little by little. And my youngest, she is coming too. She sees the world different. She is sharp. She does not want to waste time. She wants movement. She wants direction. She wants purpose. And I already know she is going to build her own path too. So when I get frustrated because they do not watch the videos, because they do not connect to this journey the way I do, I have to remind myself of something important. They are not me. They are not where I was at their age. They are not lost. They are not behind. They are not drowning. They are succeeding. And the reason they are succeeding is because I raised them that way. I raised them to be bosses. I raised them to value education. I raised them to go get it. I raised them not to sit around and wait for the world to save them. So maybe reality does not hit them the way it hit me. Good. That means I did my job. Because I know what reality really looks like. I know what it means to be born with nothing. I know what it means to come into this world without comfort, without security, without parents, without guarantees. I know what it means to survive a war. I know what it means to work jobs with no future. I know what it means to grind when nobody is clapping for you. I know what it means to build from the dirt up. That is why I do not buy into this whole idea that the struggle is just something that magically happens to people. No, a lot of times people create their own struggle. They refuse to move. They refuse to sacrifice. They refuse to think ahead. They refuse to hold themselves accountable. I do not have that in me. I cannot think like a victim. If I lost everything today, I would rebuild. Why? Because I know how to work. I know how to suffer. I know how to adapt. And most importantly, I know how not to quit. That is the difference. I should have died a dozen times over in my country, but I did not. So if I am still here, then there has to be a reason. Maybe my reason is my daughters. Maybe my reason is to leave something behind. Maybe my reason is to show regular working people that you do not need to be born rich. You do not need a degree from some fancy school. And you do not need thousands and thousands of dollars to begin changing your future. Maybe all you need is $1. That is what this whole channel is really about. $1 a day. That is it. $1 a day with patience, $1 a day with consistency, $1 a day with discipline. That is how I live. I have had good union jobs, real jobs. Jobs that built pensions. Jobs that built structure. Safeway, Pepsi, AC Transit. Those jobs mattered. They still matter. They helped build the foundation. But I have also had side hustles all my life. Countless second jobs, countless third jobs. I have always looked at the clock and thought the same thing. There is still time left in the day. Why waste it? Why sit around doing nothing? Why burn hours that can never come back? Why watch your life pass by while your future stays broke? Even now, with just one main job, it feels like I have too much time on my hands. It feels strange. It feels like wasted motion. Because I am used to moving. I am used to producing. I am used to turning my hours into something. Not to buy stupid things, not to impress people, not to finance junk that loses value. I make money to direct it. I tell every dollar where to go. Some goes to tuition, some goes to college rent, some goes to family responsibilities, and then the rest goes to work. That is the part people do not understand. I am not out here making money just to spend it. I am making money so it can become more money. That is why I invest. That is why I document. That is why I keep showing up. And I am not trying to make the whole world rich. I am trying to make sure my family has a chance. I am trying to make sure the bloodline levels up. I am trying to make sure the sacrifices were not wasted. One day my daughters will come back to these videos. Maybe when life gets harder. Maybe when they need direction. Maybe when they finally understand what I was trying to build. And when that day comes, I want them to hear me clearly. I want them to know this did not happen by accident. I want them to know their life got easier because somebody before them got tougher. I want them to know their comfort was built on discipline. I want them to know their freedom was built on sacrifice. I am my grandmother. That is the truth. She carried me long enough to give me a chance at life. And now I carry that same fire, that same work ethic, that same refusal to quit, that same instinct to build something out of nothing. So no, I am not doing this for attention. I am doing this because this is my record. This is my proof. This is my testimony. This is my way of telling my daughters and anybody else willing to listen that your future does not change in one big moment. It changes one decision at a time, one shift at a time, one sacrifice at a time, $1 at a time. That is who I am. That is what I do. And every single day I plan on getting better. Like and subscribe. The $1 Investor.